Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Briarios Kerensky and welcome back to this series of 3 unboxings of 3 limited editions of video games that got delivered in just one day. This is the second video and there is no better game to be shown here other than Etrian Mystery Dungeon 2, or better Sekaiju to Fushigi no Dungeon 2. So yeah, this is the second chapter of the spin-off that mixes Mystery Dungeon and Etrian Odyssey together, and it comes out right for Etrian Odyssey's 10th anniversary, as this logo here reminds us. As you might have guessed, this box is large. As large as the Etrian Odyssey 5 collector's pack I've unboxed some time ago. So, what is to expect in this 10th anniversary box? Well, let's go to the back to see what awaits us. Characters and backdrops from all the Etrian Odyssey games dominate the back of the box, and at the very bottom we see the contents of this edition. The game, of course, and a volume. So there aren't many items in the box itself, but there is also a soundtrack and some keychains that comes as pre-order bonuses. But before delving into those, of course, let's take a look inside this massive box. So, just like the Etrian Odyssey 5 box, there is a dust jacket, and we have a nicely decorated box that, bizarrely enough, doesn't celebrate the second Mystery Dungeon game, but just the 10th anniversary of the whole series. So, here we have the game. And finally, the special character book, which is quite large. I had art books not found in limited editions smaller than this one. This will be a treat to look at. First and foremost, let's take a look at the game that on the front cover introduces this new class as well as other classes found in previous games. So on the back, the Wanderer class from the previous game, and just the usual 3 screenshots to show us the game. Below that, the usual technical details. So inside we go. Oh, we have a manual. This is some advertisement. Okay, the cart. Nothing special behind that. And let's take a look at this mini manual that, in perfect Etrian Odyssey style, is just a leaflet. So, classes, of course this should be the first, let's say, page. Controls, screen, classes that I've already shown, and a bit more in-depth description of the game mechanics. Before getting to the main portion of the video, the special character book, let's take a look at the pre-order bonuses, starting with these 2 keychains. As usual, there is nothing much to say about these. It's just a piece of clear acrylic plate with a one-sided print and a string attached to it. This is far more interesting than anything I've shown up till now. This is a 2 CD collection called, as you can see here, User's Best Album. The tracks on these 2 CDs come from all Etrian Odyssey games and have been chosen by the users that could vote on a special website. So, the front cover shows some of the classes coming from the standard Etrian Odyssey games, and on the back we see the 2 main heroines from the Untold, the remakes of the first 2 Etrian Odysseys. So, let's take a look inside. Okay, this is the first time I've got a separator. So, on one side we have disc 1 featuring the first 3 games, and on disc 2 we have 3 to 4. So, apparently no Etrian Odyssey Untold unless they are included with the respective originals. And we have a track list. So apparently no, everything is from the standard games, no Untold versions. But I can see that some are instrumental while others are synthesized. But before getting to the art book, let's introduce the beer that will accompany me while I browse through it. And of course, the mug that will accompany me and the beer through the art book. We're ready to go now. So, the beer has been poured, my recording contraption is set up, and as always for this kind of recording I'm in one of the most uncomfortable positions I could come up with. But this is to try to give you the best quality for this art book. So, on the front cover we see once again the classes that we've seen on the back of the box. Back cover just their silhouettes. So, let's take a look inside, or better first. Just a white and cyan rendition of the dust jacket. That on its internal flaps just has part of a background. So before anyone asks, I don't have a scanner, so you'll have to enjoy this book as I browse through it and find someone else with a scanner and the willingness to destroy this book to get you decent scans. And yes, this is the first Etrian Odyssey. It was 10 years ago and the character design changed almost entirely. Oh yeah, the paladin that Atlus translated as Protector back on the DS. So yeah, I was surprised to see the alchemist with this kind of dress. I recalled her differently. The Bushido that, if I'm not mistaken, was translated as Ronin in the US. The Exer, or Curse Maker in Japan. Some of the promo art. And we move to the second chapter. The character design for the second chapter was still a bit early, let's say, but you could see that details got much more denser than before. The only thing I can say right now is that if you have the illustration books for the single games, like I do, this volume is a bit of a repetition, because if memory serves me well, I'm not seeing anything new from those art books. So yeah, we move to the Sea Adventures of the third chapter. Where one of the girls changed job from samurai to ninja. I'm of course referring to this portrait. And I like to call her Loli Lychee, if you get the Blades Blue reference. And of course, I guess it's pretty easy to understand from where this character came from. Those poses is because I'm drinking my beer. And if you have the chance to get that, I'd recommend that as a white beer. I really hope that this volume will include the two mystery dungeons, because now that I try to focus on the art books I have, I don't have any dedicated art book to even the first Etrian Odyssey Mystery Dungeon. That reminds me, I have two model kits from Kotobukiya to build featuring the girls from Etrian Odyssey 4. The sniper girl, and I'm sure we'll soon get to the Imperials. And here we are, the Imperials. And of course the Etrian Odyssey 5 part is not exactly new, but I don't have a dedicated art book for that. But I'm pretty sure that some of the sketches and art here is also found in the art book present in the limited edition of that game. And at the time I shoot this video, Atlus finally announced the US edition of Etrian Odyssey 5, so everything's good in the world. I now realize that there aren't any preparatory sketches for the characters from this chapter. Maybe because they are preparing or waiting for people to buy the dedicated art book. But as I'm saying this, here are the sketches. These are new, I think. I don't remember seeing them anywhere else. Mixing up characters and classes from the previous games. And that's it. It's a nice book, but a bit redundant if you already have any other art books about the single games. I am a bit disappointed in this special edition for Sekaiju to Fushigi no Dungeon 2. This stems from various reasons. First, it's not a limited edition of the game, but more a celebration of the 10th anniversary of the Etrian Odyssey series. This in itself is not bad, but if I buy a limited edition of a game, I want some exclusive content regarding that game. This is further exacerbated by the fact that the only special item in this edition, the special character book, is a collection of things I already own from other art books, and to memory only a handful of pages contain things I don't already own. The two extras, the keychains and the CDs, are nice, but nothing special, and again, they don't link to the game itself, but rather to the anniversary of the whole Etrian Odyssey series. Of course, if you don't own any art book dedicated to a single game, the special character book will be more special to you, but even then, it just contains characters and nothing else from any other game. I would recommend the special edition only to die-hard fans of the Etrian Odyssey series, but then again, it might not have anything new for you either. Nevertheless, I hope you have enjoyed this unboxing and you'll stick around for more. Briareos Kerensky, over and out!